The day after conference play begins, we're back for more as the Missouri State Bears are on the road as they take on the University of Northern Iowa, the MVC favorite. It was Missouri State winning yesterday, and they are one of 26 teams in the country that are still undefeated. Alongside Kevin Lehman, I am Brad Wells. Welcome to the McLeod Center in Cedar Falls, Iowa. And Kevin, after yesterday's Missouri State win, UNI's coach Ben Jacobson was asked if he thought his team was rusty after 18 days between games. And he said, no, Missouri State just outplayed us. And Kevin, Missouri State did it on the road.
I'm going to give credit to the Bears also and Dana Ford.
Well, in the game yesterday, Isaiah Mosley, a career-high 26 points. Now, back-to-back games for Mosley with 26 points, and a lot of them, Kevin, came in that second half.
Oh, he was fantastic in the second half. 22 points tonight.
20-plus points per game leads the Missouri Valley Conference. UNI has Trey Burhow leading the way. He's the Panthers' big-time performer.
Well, he's sixth in the Valley in scoring. We're going to see that tonight.
UNI looking to play with more toughness than yesterday. Missouri State looking to stay as locked in as they were in their conference opening win.
Create your own energy.
Well, last night, the first night the UNI Panthers were allowed to have fans in their building. Just 15%, though. Certainly feels like an empty house, even at 15%. The Panthers, 2 for 2 shooting, but their second turnover now of this first half.
Mosley's jump shot.
Backdoor pass. Heisey lays it in. The young freshman taking it right at Mosley.
And Ben Jacobson talked about the
backdoor cut by Heisey.
It's old school hoops.
Burhow feeds it inside to Cole Henry, who's in the game for UNI, and Pickford with another basket for the Panthers.
But one of the things that they love about Cole Henry is that
4 minutes into this game, Black guarded by Bourne. Ritter fires the three. That's too strong. And Prim lost it out of bounds. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Well, Missouri State led 13-5 at this point a night ago. The UNI Panthers up 8 at home. More snow coming, too, here to Cedar Falls in the next day or two. Well, Kevin, UNI leading 8-0, and talking to Coach Ben Jacobson earlier today, he evaluated the first 19 possessions of yesterday's game, and he found there were 11 mistakes, not necessarily turnovers, but 11 mistakes that he found out of his Panthers.
Contested shots, bad reads at both ends here. 8-0.
Three-pointer left wing, Bowen Bourne knocks it in. It's the two true freshmen, an early impact offensively for UNI.
When they struggled to shoot.
Senior out of Minneapolis, Minnesota, into UNI after spending time at George Mason. Just got his waiver granted December 16th. Henry takes a tumble inside as Patterson comes up limping as well.
Gonar Mar, as you mentioned, came out of George Mason. Pretty good in the post also.
He's got some versatility. He's not strictly a three-point shooter, although early in the season against Western Kentucky, he set a UNI single game record with 9 made threes when he went 9 of 13 from outside. Third best in MVC history, and the free throws make it a 16-0 UNI lead.
Well, when you hit 9 threes in the game, you just put
H. Prim working against Betts inside. Here's Black for 3, and the lid finally comes off for Missouri State as they're on the board with 13:30 to play here in the first half.
7 blocks in that game, Gage Prim.
There's Bowen Bourne, knocks in the 3. Shooting through contact there. Sharp applying the defense, and there's Bourne with a tipped pass. The UNI Panthers playing with some energy. Missouri State finally gets on the board, but Bourne with an answer here in the first half. Panthers up 13. There's a tip pass and a steal. Evan Gauger on the run out. Lay-in is good. 27-8. The UNI Panthers a 19-point lead, and a timeout taken by head coach Dana Ford. Kevin, UNI is defending and challenging every single pass.
Oh, this is a great read by the freshman. Gog's got that similar type of body build.
Austin Fife with his second bucket of the game. The Panthers shooting better than 80% from the floor. They were under 30% a night ago. There's another steal by the UNI Panthers, but Gogger gives it right back. Mosley the floater off the mark. Missouri State 3 for 14 shooting from the floor. 5 for 3, how about it? Austin Fife, the big man, showing he's got some newfound range this season.
Well, we always thought he had that range, but now he's tested it. Fife hanging that hand out in the foul through. Boy, it's a lot more fun.
Comes from an athletic family. Mom Kim played basketball at TCU. His dad Chris played football at Air Force. And his grandpa played basketball at Iowa. Harry Venick.
Dude, you did some research on that one.
7-footer out of Hawaii, Colorado Springs native. Here's Fife challenging the big man, draws the foul.
The pick and
Mosley on the bench. Black gets it to Prim from the free throw line, working against Henry. Shot is short, gets his own rebound, puts it back, and that's what makes Gage Prim so tough.
he put the
Foul along the baseline. That's going to go against Burhow. And a timeout on the floor. Northern Iowa still in control. Gage Prim trying to get things rolling here for the Missouri State Bears, down big on the road. IA and Kevin, they're moving forward without the preseason Valley Player of the Year. Is A.J. Green, last year's Player of the Year, as just a sophomore. Underwent a hip injury and had surgery and will be out the rest of this season.
He's been doing his.
You feel bad for him, too. He went through the NBA draft process this past summer, got feedback on what he needs to do to go to the next level, and looking at him in the first couple games that he played, he was looking stronger. He was looking a lot more physical and ready to handle the added pressure that he seemed to be getting as his success continued last season.
And the NBA told him he got him spun off.
Bowen Bourne, the freshman, showing his vision. Finds Austin Fife, who's into double figures now. He's got 10. Ritter, the three from the corner, no good. Burhow goes up for the rebound, and Prim brings him down. Marshot in and out for UNI. Prim calling for it inside.
They like going to Mars length on Mosley.
Gets the shot to go over top of Fife. Gage Prim starting to heat up. 14.6 rebounds in the first half last night. Had 7 blocks in the game. Heisey shot in and out. Missouri State.
Prim is really fighting for deep position. Then he stepped back up to the free throw line.
Prim traveled with it inside. Gage Prim, he's warming up though. He's feeling it, Kevin. He wants that ball inside.
He's got a variety of
playing Ritter as their 4-man. They've got 4 shooters out there.
Noah Carter, the dunk. Henry with the assist. Prim going right back to the rim.
Dana forced it.
Henry tried to feed it to Carter. Carter cut off that route, but this was one that was a good hookup. Henry to Carter.
Great baseline cut.
Well, Kevin, you mentioned just 2 free throws shot last night by Missouri State. They're getting to the line. They just got to start taking advantage at the line here.
Yeah, this is big here because you can get some point.
As the Missouri Valley Conference lost a good one this week as Rich Herron, former Southern Illinois head coach, passed away, and we Send our heartfelt condolences out to Saluki Nation and everybody across the Missouri Valley Conference that Coach Herron touched.
What a great ambassador he was for this league. 87 years.
Born a three at the horn off the mark, and there's the game horn that ends the first half. So the UNI Panthers led by as many as 26 points, but it's a 41-28 lead at the break. It's the Panthers' most points scored against the Bears in the first half of this season, thanks to a hot start. A 16-0 start to this first half. It's a 13-point lead at intermission. And here in this first half, the first 6+ minutes, it was all UNI. Kevin, ball movement was great.
Oh, they've got 9 assists on 16.
The spacing was good, maybe socially distanced here in the McLeod Center. And Kevin, the Panthers started strong. Missouri State started to battle back, though. You saw Black and Prim really start to get things going offensively. What do you want to see from them in this second half?
Well, Prim needs to get more touches. We saw him get some here late in this second half tonight.
For the UNI Panthers, they were led by Austin Fife. They led by 26 in that first half at some point. How do they get back into that rhythm where they had such a good start?
Well, their passing, as we just saw in the highlights, was out.
What will the second 20 minutes bring in this matchup? Missouri State, its first half shooting percentage, its worst of the season. The UNI Panthers, their first half shooting percentage, the best of any half that they've shot on this season, and have a 13-point lead here at halftime. Kevin, in the past, we would talk about how teams are different from 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago when these teams last played. Well, these teams played last night. Missouri State, a 20-point win. The UNI Panthers had a 26-point lead in the first half here tonight, one day later. How do you explain that? These should be the same teams, right?
Yeah, I'm going to call it the year of COVID. Nothing is normal.
Mosley gets it inside to Prim. Prim off the glass. It's off the mark. Bourne with the rebound. And remember, Mosley, he had just 4 points at halftime, finished with 26 points. He's got 2 points here as we start the second half. There's another backdoor cut by UNI, but Mosley takes it away. Mosley in attack mode, kicks to Black in the corner. He was the offensive spark for Missouri State in that first half, leads the team with 11.
Black loves those corners, and Mosley knows right where he's at.
This foul is going to go on Austin Fife, and that's going to be his third as he pushed Prim to try and regain control of the basketball right here at half court.
This is great effort on Austin Fife.
He's got to be careful with 3 personal fouls. Hands off to Mosley. Mosley attacks. Fife straight up, and Mosley is able to roll the teardrop right over top of Austin Fife.
Mosley likes that. Heisey took his time, set his feet.
And Heisey jumps the pass and slams it home. That's the kind of effort UNI showed in that first half when they built that 26-point lead. They were jumping passes, getting some transition points.
Well, look who's coming back now. You got Mosley at the free throw.
This will be the challenge here in this final 20 minutes. Heisey, heat check. That's off the mark as Ritter pulls in the rebound. Over to Mosley, an open look for 3, and that's good. And Isaiah Mosley is heating up. He's got 9 points after just 2 in the first half.
He got lost in the transition, just over there and clicked his heels.
Bourne blocked. Mosley, coast to coast, gets fouled by Heisey. And Missouri State, an opportunity to get the UNI lead down to single digits. Back-to-back nights, or games, not nights, but 26 points in the last 2 Missouri State games, including last night. Those are both his career high. Here's Henry, gets called for the offensive foul as Prim takes the charge. Coach Jacobson is not happy.
Gage Prim saw that one coming. He was standing.
Prim gets it to go over Fife. He's got 16 points. As the big guys just continue to work. And Kevin, back-to-back games on back-to-back nights. Here's Carter for three, and it's good. Timeout taken by UNI as Noah Carter knocks it in from outside. He's got 13 points. But we've got the big guys working inside. Again, this is the first year the Valley's had back-to-back games on back-to-back nights. The big guys, Kevin, they're still working hard here.
Fight for the great cut, and Prim.
This is Bourne on the drive. Carter over to Heisey. Heisey wants to drive. Kicks it out to Bourne. This is Carter firing for three. In and out, no good. Fife, the rebound. The putback rolls out. Great effort by Fife inside, but Kevin, that ball movement by UNI. And the scoreboard, the stats rather, is saying that foul was on Lukai Patterson, which would be his fifth. I believe it was Keaton Hervey that was inside that grabbed the back arm of Fife. So the officials are going to go take a look at it, and they're going to make sure they get the right Missouri State player awarded the appropriate foul, because Patterson, the freshman, that physical guard, they definitely want to keep him in the game, and it is. They're going to correct it on Keaton Hervey. Hooks that left arm as he came down with it. You see Patterson right there in the same area, though.
Turnaround jumper.
He's got 12 points now. 10 in the second half. He had 8 early. Fife calling for the clear out. Going to work against Prim. It's that soft touch to go, and then flexes his muscle.
Single digits by the 5-minute mark.
Hervey for three. Gets it to go. It's down to 10.
That's a big...
There's some really good freshmen on the floor here in tonight's basketball game. Need Heisey at the free throw line, throwing his name into that mix.
Well, then you got those two sensational sophomores.
There you see Dana Ford, the former Illinois State Redbird. Played in the Valley, knows the Valley. In his third year now, leading Missouri State.
Coached in the Valley, assistant for Dan Muller at Illinois State, assistant at Wichita State.
So much gets picked up at each stop that these coaches make through their career. Burhow, an open look for three, and that's deadly from the corner. 10 points now for Trey Burhow.
Becoming your enemy.
Bourne off the screen, under 5 on the shot clock, flips it to Fife, who dives after it. And we'll have a jump ball. Possession arrow in favor of UNI. 1 second on the shot clock when we come back. Burhow, you can't leave him open. It's a 10-point lead for the UNI Panthers on their home floor. Fife's such a good passer. They're able to work him with that basketball up at the top of the key. There he goes. Feeding Heisey, missed the layup.
Right on cue.
Well, 1:25 to play. Let's take a look at our players of the game. A presentation of State Farm. When you want the real deal like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And the two bigs inside, Fife and Prim, both 20 points or more. And man, they've been leaving it out there on the floor tonight.
Oh, this is a great.
Black has really enjoyed being a part of this year's team. 17 points tonight, but Kevin Jamonte Black, after the Little Rock game, said any team that passes the ball and shares the ball is fun to be a part of. He loves how this Missouri State team plays. You've got 3 guys with 17 or more points tonight.
We came in this game.
15 points for Heisey. Here's Black trying to add to his total, and Heisey wouldn't mind going back to the free throw line. Here's Bourne. Ahead to Burhow, a 2-hand stuff. And that's the final horn. The shot hits the rim. No shot clock violation. A fist bump from the coaches. And the UNI Panthers get the 85-75 victory over the Missouri State Bears. Our next Missouri Valley Conference game of the week will be Saturday, January 9th, as Evansville plays host to these UNI Panthers. Our coverage begins at 3 p.m. For Kevin Lehman and our entire crew, I'm Brad Wells. So long from Cedar Falls, where the UNI Panthers get the 10-point victory.